NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we are getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball as the Cavaliers travel to Grudem Field in Jim Falls to take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader. Now, the Cavaliers are coming off a 7-1 loss to the Cadott Red Sox yesterday. Meanwhile, the Sturgeons game with the Tilden Tigers on Wednesday was postponed due to weather and field conditions. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Sturgeons. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective on today's games in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League just to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's games. It's a doubleheader from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. The Cavaliers, who are 4-3 overall and 3-2 in the CRBL, are coming off a 7-1 loss to the Cadott Red Sox last night, while the Sturgeons, who are 2-4 in the CRBL, were supposed to face the Tilden Tigers on Wednesday. However, that game was postponed due to rain. Now, in yesterday's game, the Cavaliers were led at the plate by Sam Knickerbocker, who went 3 for 4 with an RBI.
And there's a line shot out into left field, falls in for the base hit. Bemnister comes in to score as Diego Casado is at second. So Knickerbocker gets an RBI single.
He was followed by Xavier Bemnister, who went 2 for 3 and scored the only Cavalier run.
And the pitch, line shot out into left field for a base hit. Bemnister is going to round first and hold there. That's a 2-hit day today for Xavier Bemnister.
Diego Casado showed off his speed on a dropped third strike when he beat the catcher's throw to first.
And the pitch, swing and a miss, but he missed by the catcher. Casado heads down to first, and he's going to beat it out. That's going to be in the book as a strikeout with an error on the catcher.
Trenton Palmer picked up his second hit of the season when he beat out a soft grounder to third.
And the pitch, there's a ground ball in the infield. This could be a tough play, and he can't pick it up and make the play. And nobody covers third. And Carter Veith ends up on third. Palmer gets an infield hit.
Defensively, the Cavaliers' second baseman Riley Gopinski leaped into the air to snare a line drive off Luke Erickson and fired the ball to first to double off Jack Kine.
Here's the pitch. Line shot right into the glove. Throw to first for a double play. Riley Gopinski goes up and snags it and then throws to first for the double play.
On the mound, Cooper Dykes took the loss in spite of a strong showing, going 7 innings and allowing only 1 earned run. The Sturgeons have gotten off to a mixed start and are being led at the plate by A.J. Schemenauer, who's hitting at a .389 clip. He's followed by Liam Brennan, who's batting at .368, and Mason Tester at .364. Other Sturgeons hitting over .300 include Grady Frederick at .353 and Jace Cota at .333. On the mound, Will Jacobson leads the Sturgeons with a 1-1 record in 18 2/3 innings pitched and sporting an ERA of 2.50. Behind Jacobson is Carson Bovey with a 1-0 record and an ERA of 3.00 in 6 innings of work. The Cavaliers coming into this weekend are being led at the plate by Brayton Tillman, who's hitting at a .455 pace, including a double and a triple. He's followed by Sam Knickerbocker, who's hitting .444, and Caden Erickson at .308. In limited appearances, Carter Veith is hitting at .429, and Diego Casedo is swinging the bat at .333. The leading pitcher thus far for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner, who has a 2-1 record with a 2.50 ERA, which includes a no-hitter. Eli Rathke is right behind, also with a 2-1 record and a whip of 2.25. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective as we chat with him on The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers will once again take to the road for a Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader as they take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons. But before we talk about today's game, let's look at this season and the Cavs' development as a team. To me anyway, and I don't know anything, but it seems as though this year's Cavaliers are coming together more quickly than in years past. What would you attribute that?
The guys know each other a little bit more this year than in years past. Our core group is there with our returning, 10, 12 players like that, but the guys that we added to the roster, the other guys know. And I think that's allowed them to gel a little bit quicker, get to know each other a little bit quicker, and it's a very loose dugout. We're having a lot of fun. I mean, we're basically preaching fun to these guys, and just, because a lot of them are worn out from college baseball and things like that, and they want to continue to work on their things for next season for their collegiate teams, but at the same time, they need a mental break and they need a physical break, and this is kind of the way to do it instead of.
So the last thing you want it to be is a grind.
Yes. So I know we play a lot of games. We've had a lot of games that are coming up, and it's going to feel that way a little bit. But with the group we've got, we should be just fine and dandy.
And you gotta, if anybody ever looks down at the dugout, these guys do appear to be having fun.
100%. I can't share most of the things that these guys are talking about in the dugout for fun, but they're having a good time and we're keeping them loose, and that's the main thing. I mean, I don't want these guys to feel stressed or feel pressure or anything like that, but they've gotten through a gauntlet of important games. So far, getting into the CRBL where we are, securing that Billy Noss trophy was a big deal for us, and now it almost feels like the pressure's off and we can just play a regular season, let it play out, where we're sitting, and just kind of let the everything, the puzzle pieces fall where they fall. So
now, coming into this weekend, the Cavaliers were tied for first place in the CRBL South, hitting at a .273 pace as a team, and it's kind of looking like the entire lineup is ready to burst forth and contribute. Even the guys that were struggling look like they're on the verge of having something good happen. Can you talk about that?
Well, it's kind of fun to watch it come out, because they were struggling a little bit earlier in the season. They kind of played those runs across. I mean, our top of the order has been basically setting the table for these guys to do everything they can, and now it looks like that middle part of the order is starting to drive those guys in. And now that bottom part of the order is like, well, we want part of this too. So they're starting to do their job where they reset the table for that top of the order, and it just seems like it's a nice cycle right now. Running off those 14 runs in Beef River kind of felt good. Like, okay, because we haven't scored a lot of runs this year in all the games that we've been playing for the most part. So it's really nice to see that double-digit, run scoring effort by the team. And I think I just like the way we hit. I like our approach to the plate. I like how aggressive all the guys are. We're probably one of the few teams that just use baseball IQ without signs and everything else and try to put these plays in place. We'll have conversations and do things like that, but I trust all these guys 100% to know what to do in every situation, so I think that goes a long ways too.
Now, coming into this weekend, the Cavaliers were facing 3 games in 2 days, which at this level of baseball is a challenge for any team. Of course, not all the Cavalier pitchers are the same. Each one brings their own skills and strengths to the mound. Can you talk a little about the differences in some of the Cavs pitchers and what they have to offer?
Yeah, everybody's got a different style. Everybody's got different pitches. Everybody's got that kind of stuff. To be honest with you, the approach for all these guys is kind of the same. They all want the ball every single day.
That's a good thing,
which
too.
is a great thing, But you got to also rein them in. I mean, I can't tell you how many times Eli Rathke has texted me about wanting to play and wanting to pitch. It's become like an ongoing joke with him and I because he always wants the ball and stuff like that. So, but that's the same mindset of all these other guys. And we've kind of had conversations with each of them, and we want to settle into a normal rotation, which sounds really weird for just amateur baseball, but it goes a long ways with the mental part for these pitchers, which is for them almost like 90% of the game. That'd be one as the physical attributes. You just got to make sure that they're mentally ready and in the games and stuff. And if you can tell a pitcher you're going to pitch 4 days from now and hold true to that, or you're going to go in next inning no matter what, hold true to that, it goes a long ways for these guys.
Now, today the Cavaliers are going to take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons, another team out of the CRBL North, and they're currently 2-4 in the CRBL. What can you tell us about this year's Sturgeons?
They're good. They're good. I believe, sadly, I think they beat us last year.
Yeah, you split with them.
We split with them last year, yeah. I think we got lucky in the second game to get that second game out of there. We had it as a walk-off almost, I think, or where we scored late or something along those lines. They're a good team. They remind me a lot of Beef River, where they hit in bunches. They have decent pitching. They're just scrappy. They play all the teams really tough. Records are out the window when you play teams like that, because they just play tight. So you got to play your best ball. You can't make any errors. You got to get timely hits, and you got to ride out maybe some storms of being down a little bit, like we did with Beef River. Down full runs for 3-4 innings, but not ever out of the game, and then just find a way to break it open. But they're a good team, and they're a fun team to play too. I mean, it's just we're getting. This is my 4th year in the league, and a few of these other guys 3-4 years. They're starting to get to know these other teams, and we're forming relationship with them, and we're having fun doing it. So that's how we approach it too.
Now, there is a general back in history that said your battle plans are only good until the first bullet is fired. But you have 2 games coming up today.
Yes.
What is your plan for pitchers taking the mound?
I don't know. No. We've already told these guys this, so that's the nice part about it. We got Millie going in game 1. So he'll be ready to go. He, last through on the Billy Noss game. So he's had a full 6 days, 7 days rest. And then we're gonna throw a little curveball in there with a guy that probably nobody's seen other than Hudson. And we're gonna throw Aiden Ecker in that second game. He hasn't been on the mound too much, but he looked really impressive against Hudson in the one inning they threw. And we can hope we can stretch these guys out for those 7 innings because we don't have a lot in the tank behind them. I mean, coming off Cadet, coming off of Beef River, 4 games in a matter of 4 days, basically. When you look at it, it's a lot for pitching staff in this league. So, and we're going to be missing a couple pieces today that it won't be there. So it's also going to tighten it up. So we're hoping Millie can do what Millie does, and Ecker can throw a surprise game for us.
Well, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can wrap up this busy weekend on a positive note.
Hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show, presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama! like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Yesterday, the only CRBL game scheduled pitted the Cadott Red Sox against the Eau Claire Cavaliers, with the Red Sox coming out on top in that one 7-1. Now that leaves the CRBL standings as follows. In the North Division, in first place at 5-0 are the Cadott Red Sox. Just a game behind at 4-1 are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. In third are the Jim Falls Sturgeons with a 2-4 record, while in fourth are the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-4, and the Tilden Tigers are in fifth. In the South Division, the Eau Claire Bears sit in first at 4-1, while the Whitehall Whitetails are in second at 3-1, just a half a game back. The Cavaliers sit in third at 3-2 and are one game out, while fourth place at 2-3 are the Osseo Merchants, who are 2 games back. At 0-2, the Beef River Bullfrogs are in fifth and 2.5 games out, and the 0-3 Augusta Athletics are in sixth, 3 games back. Now today the CRBL has a full slate of games, all of which are doubleheaders, including the Cavaliers traveling to Grudem Field in Jim Falls to face the Jim Falls Sturgeons, while the Tilden Tigers will host the Augusta Athletics at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. It will be the Bloomer Woodticks traveling to Cinder City Park in Altoona to face the Eau Claire Bears, and the Osseo Merchants welcome the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks to John Soine Field in Osseo, and the Cadott Red Sox will journey to Melby Park in Whitehall to face the Whitehall Whitetails. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile. This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more in the dugout coming right up.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers will take on another team from the CRBL North as they're taking on the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Now, if the Cavaliers want to keep pace with the Eau Claire Bears and the Whitehall Whitetails in the CRBL South, they'll need to avoid splitting doubleheaders as they did earlier this season against Chippewa Falls as well as against the Sturgeons last year. The Cavaliers are continuing to gel as a unit, and that needs to continue, as well as the bats need to come alive if they hope to remain in the thick of the division race. So the Cavaliers are ready to keep pushing in the Chippewa River Baseball League when they take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons, and we'll have all the action of today's twin bill for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment, I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at Grudem Field in Jim Falls as we get ready for today's Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool. Your hand's gotten so Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Here we go, feeling the fire, Cavalier spirit,
NLWN-TV proudly presents Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers as they defend their Chippewa River Baseball League title.
Under the lights where legends are born, diamond warriors with heart that's worn, uniform shining, proud on the field, a title to defend, a promise revealed. Cavalier champions, hear the crowd roar, defending our title, we're hungry for more.
So now, let's go out to the ballpark in today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game.
With victory in sight and a future so bright, together we rise, Cavalier spirit in flight.
And good afternoon and welcome to Jim Falls, Wisconsin and Grudem Field, home of the Jim Falls Sturgeons, as we're getting ready for more Cavalier baseball. And Jay, what is it they say? It's such a nice day, let's play two.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. 2 7-inning games today here at Jim Falls, the site of the 2024 League All-Star game last year.
That's right, and we were here to bring it to you, and today we're here to bring you this doubleheader between the Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. And we're getting close to being ready to start this one. So, Jay, why don't you go through the starting lineups of today's game?
Okay, first for the let's do the Cavaliers first, since they are the visiting team. Starting off will be Brayton Tillman playing center field. He wears number 11. Carter Veith, the third baseman, follows him. Number 17. Caden Erickson, the shortstop, is in the third position at number 6. Sam Knickerbocker bats cleanup. He's catching the first game here. Cole Tyman is the extra hitter for the Cavs, number 19. Cade Mueller is the designated hitter for the Cavaliers, 47. Riley Gabinski, the second baseman, number 13. Number 8 batter is Ashton Crowell. He's the left fielder, wears 28, and Logan Hesselman is the first baseman, wearing number 10, and batting in the 10th position is Trenton Palmer, who is playing right field. He is wearing number 22. On the mound for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner. For the host team, the Jim Falls Sturgeons, their leadoff hitter is Carter Stelter. He is the second baseman, wears number 12, third baseman, sorry. Mason Tester, the shortstop, number 27, bats second. Third batter is Liam Brennan, the designated hitter, wearing number 16. Cleanup is Al Schemenauer. He is the second baseman, number 15. Fifth batter is Bobby Soren, the catcher, number 25. Carson Bovey is the left fielder, and he bats number 6, wears number 36. Colton Turner is the seventh batter. He is the first baseman, number 18. Tristan Hobley is the center fielder in the 8th batting position, number 22. And Jackson Google rounds out the Sturgeons lineup, playing right field. He wears number 8, and on the mound for the Sturgeons is Jacob Danielson, who comes into this game with a 4.16 ERA in 4 1/3 innings pitched.
And that works better if I turn on the microphone. And see, I was learning from you yesterday, Jay.
That's right. There we go.
As the Sturgeons have taken the field and they're getting ready, and we're just about ready for some baseball action. Want to give you some little tidbits of information about the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Sturgeons are one of only 2 teams that have played in every CRBL season since the league's inception. And that goes back 90 plus years. So the Sturgeons have been around for a while. 3 Sturgeons have logged time in professional baseball. Cody Bunkelman was 2004 to 2007 in the Cleveland Indians. I think it was Indians at that time.
Probably, yeah.
Still. It's Guardians now. And in their system, Steve True from 1980 to 82 in the Phillies system, and in 1985 with the Rangers. Scott Wold, 1971 in with the Twins system. Additionally, at least 3 other players from previous Jim Falls teams have appeared in the minor leagues. Hud Galine, that Galine Field is named after in Eau Claire, was there, and he has time with the Sturgeons. And the first pitch is outside for a ball to Brayton Tillman as we're underway in Jim Falls. And second pitch is fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch fouled over on the first base side. Cavs were very disappointed in yesterday's performance at the plate, so I would look for them to be a little more aggressive today. Here's the wind in the pitch. That one's fouled back. You know, the way that backstop is angled, we might and we're with Cassie today. Cassie Nelson is with us on the computer. Ben Ryder on the camera. There's a check swing ball. Oh, they appeal down to first, and Tim Wilson, who's umpiring on the bases, says he swung and missed. So Tillman goes down on strikes. That's going to bring up Carter Veith. Rick Beyer is behind the plate calling balls and strikes. And the first pitch to Carter Veith is a called strike at the knees. The wind and the pitch. There's a line shot right at the third baseman, Stelter, who fires it over to Turner at first in time. That'll bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson comes into the game batting .308. Was attending a wedding yesterday, so wasn't able to participate in the Cavs game. And there's a shot out into left field, way back. It's deep. It's going to roll out to the fence, and Caden Erickson's going to check in with a double.
So some offense that was definitely needed yesterday has come around today. Nice double.
That was a good double, and Carter Veith just didn't find a hole. He hit it hard.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker, who actually had a good game yesterday at the plate. Went 3 for 4. He's currently batting .500 on the season. Their first pitch is a strike on the outside edge. Danielson at the belt, looks over at second and delivers. That's outside for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball out in towards left field. Under it is Bovee, and he makes the catch. So the Cavs go down after posing a bit of a threat. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, and we've played a half inning. It's the Cavaliers 0, and the Jim Falls Sturgeons coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Back here in Jim Falls, on the mound for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner. Milner comes into today's game with a 2-1 record. He's got 18 innings of work in, and he's struck out 18 en route to an ERA of 2.50. And it should be mentioned, of course, that one of those 2 wins that he has was a no-hitter against the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. And I could be mistaken, but I think Rick Beyer, who's behind the plate, was behind the plate in that game as well. That's from my memory, which at sometimes is pretty faulty, but I seem to recall that. So leading off for the Sturgeons is Carter Stelter, batting .250 on the season. Milner, the Tall, lanky lefty. And that's a belt-high strike. Painted the stripe down Highway 178. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Milner looking in and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Carter Stelter. That's going to bring up Mason Tester batting .364.
Great start from the mound for the Cavaliers.
It's one of those days, sometimes Milner takes an inning to get tuned in. If he's like this, he's already there. Of course, it's a much warmer day and good day for the pitcher. Keeps him nice and loose. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Got to hand this to the Sturgeons. They're coming to the bat, or coming to the plate, swinging the bat.
Sure are. 4 pitches, 4 strikes.
Milner works from the stretch full time. That one's a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cavaliers defensively, Carter Veith is at third. Caden Erickson at short. Kapinski's at second. Hesselman is at first. Knickerbocker behind the plate. And out in the outfield, there's a strike at the knees. In the outfield, it's Kroll, Tillman, and Palmer going from left to right. Milner delivers. And it's a pop-up. And Kapinski's under it, and he makes the catch. That's going to bring up Liam Brennan. He's batting .368. He's the designated hitter. 2 up, 2 down. And the pitch. That's low and away for ball 1. That's only the second non-strike he's thrown today. Make it a third. Ball 2. I had to say something like that. It's the announcer jinx, isn't it? Two balls, no strikes to Liam Brennan. And that one's chopped foul at the plate. Milner at the belt. And he delivers. That just missed high. Here's the pitch. And that's ball 4. So Milner gives up a free pass to Liam Brennan. It's going to bring up A.J. Schemenauer, batting .389. I believe he's the leading hitter for the Sturgeons. There's a pop out of the play behind us. Goes and lands on the road. You know, we did not bring the trailer here to Jim Falls like we usually do, and that would have made noise inside the trailer, I think. It's about where we park it. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2.
Looking to see if the Cavs have an extra batting helmet over there. Just don't need to knock me any goofier.
I didn't think that was possible.
Exactly. Well,
pitch is high, throw it on to first, and back in time is Brennan.
That voice you heard was Rick Byer behind the plate. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball over towards second. Gapinski picks it up, flips to first, and they got him. So, for the Sturgeons, no runs, no hits, no errors. One was left on base. We've played an inning, and we have no score from Grudem Field on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
And we're back here at Grudem Field, heading into the top of the second inning. Due up Cole Timon, Cade Mueller, and Riley Gapinski for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, we were a little behind on mentioning the beautiful facility here, along with the good-looking, young, and vibrant coaches. That, according to Ryan Bemnister.
Absolutely. Did you make sure you got the check from him for saying that before you?
No.
Fly ball by Timon, and that's going to be way out by the fence in right center field. And Timon is going to get into second.
Nice hit!
Now, the last time I saw Timon hit one like that here at Grudem Field, the ground was so wet and muddy that he spun out getting out of the batter's box, landed flat on his face, and was barely able to get to first. So at least this time, with good turf, he was able to get all the way there.
Dry conditions always help.
That's going to bring up Cade Mueller. He's the designated hitter. And the pitch. Check swing high for a ball. Timon takes his lead at second. Danielson looks, now delivers. There is a strike called. Right about at the knees. Danielson looks in. Now he looks over at second. Throw to second. Timon. They got Timon picked off a second. After all that work, and then he got picked off a second. It was a good throw by Danielson to second, put it right where it needed to be. So with one out, and the pitch to Mueller. There is a strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Check swing. Oh, and they're saying he went. And that's 2 down. Cavalier bullpen or dugout wasn't very happy with that call.
2 out.
That's the second one. Tim Wilson down at first base is rung up. Pitch is down low to Riley Gapinski. Comes into the game batting .214.
I think that one was a ball.
I think you're right. And the pitch. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch is inside, ball 2.
Danielson looks in, he goes into his motion and delivers. That's down low. 3 balls and 1 strike, a hitter's pitch coming to Riley Gopinski. And the pitch. Ground ball through the hole into left field. And there we go, hitter's pitch, and the hitter delivers. That's going to bring up Ashton Kroll. The left fielder today comes into the game batting $1.25. And the pitch. That's low for ball 1. Throw over to first. He was not on the rubber, so that's why the fake toss to first was okay. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into center field. Could fall in. It does. Here comes the throw to third. It's off the mark and out of play. And the Cavaliers are going to score. So the throw from Hobley to Stelter was over his head and over the fence. And so coming in to score is Riley Gopinski on an error on the throw. Kroll is on with a single to center field, and he went to second on that same error. That's going to bring up Logan Hesselman batting .211. Danielson takes to the rubber. He's at the belt. And he delivers. And that's a strike called. Caught the outside corner. From our vantage point, it's a pretty tough time seeing inside outside. And there's a base hit out into diving catch attempt. It gets past him and rolls out to center field. And sliding in, and he's safe at second. So Hesselman has a double to center field with an RBI, as coming in to score is Ashton Kroll. And that's going to bring up Trenton Palmer. Trenton Palmer's on a 2-game hitting streak. He had gone 0 for until the last 2 games, and he's gotten a base hit in each of them. First pitch is outside. Let's hope that's the start of something really good for Trenton.
Come on, T-Dog. Everybody hits here. Let's go. Come on, Trenton.
Danielson looking at second. Time called. Palmer didn't like the wait. Danielson at the belt. Now he delivers. It's outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes.
Come on, Trenton.
We're at the top of the second inning. Cavs on top, 2-0. And that pitch is outside. And the pitch. And that's outside for ball 4. So Palmer draws the walk. Back to the top of the order. Brayton Tillman struck out his first time up. That was the other one that was rung up by Tim Wilson over there at first.
Come on, Tilly.
Oops. And the first pitch was a called ball. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into center field. Moving over is Hobley, and he makes the catch. He hit it deep, but there's enough room out there. Hobley was able to get over and get it. So for the Cavaliers, 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. So we've played an inning and a half, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Sturgeons nothing. Is your tune to Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Back here in Jim Falls, Cavs with a 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the second inning. Andrew Milner on the mound for the Cavaliers, and stepping to the plate is Bobby Soren, batting .250. He'll be followed by Carson Bovey and Colton Turner. And there's a strike called. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Milner fires. And there's a fly ball out into center field. That's going to fall in front of Tillman. And so Bobby Soren comes up with the first hit of the day for the Sturgeons. It's going to bring up Carson Bovey.
Team at Jim Falls have been the Sturgeons, have played here nearly a century, and they have been the Sturgeons for 61 seasons.
We have a courtesy runner out there for Soren. It's Colton Turner. And the first pitch to Carson Bovey is just a little bit high for a ball. Milner at the belt, and he delivers. Low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. There's a ground ball foul down the first baseline. Boy, I can smell those hot dogs cooking over there. Going to have to sample some of those between games, I think.
Okay, for the contest.
Absolutely. See, that way it becomes a business expense.
Excellent.
And the pitch. Down low for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball out towards right center field. Coming in is Tillman. He makes the catch. Throw back to first. Not in time. And it's backed up. So Bovey It flies out to Tillman. He tried to make a play at first to get Turner, but he got back in time.
Yeah, that ball fell just a little low to the edge of the base and bounded toward the Sturgeons dugout.
And Cavs are actually really lucky it didn't go in the dugout, because then it would have put Turner on second. So with one down, we have swing and a miss. I've got the wrong guy out there, I think.
Is that 19?
Maybe.
Evan Dennis.
Yeah, that's
is
Evan
the
Dennis.
Runner, yep.
Their 18 and their 19 look very similar, because Colton Turner's at bat.
Yeah, because I wondered about that, being that
high pop up. Kapinski's under it, drifting back, and he makes the catch. So, 2 down, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Tristan Hobley. Hobley came into today's game batting .167. And check swing foul. So no balls in the strike to Tristan Hobley. Dennis takes his lead at first. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Milner at the belt. And he delivers. Ooh, that didn't miss by much. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. So for the Sturgeons, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 2, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Sturgeons nothing on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 7th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Plum City Blues from Legion Field in Plum City, Wisconsin. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 7th on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
Back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, they just gave away a couple of prizes. They do that a lot here at Grudem Field, and this is the way community baseball is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a fun time for the fans to come just enjoy a nice day out, and it's a beautiful day, perfect day for this. And the first pitch coming in to Carter Veith is a called strike. Third inning. Yes. And that one's a called strike. And take us for the next few innings. Let's send it over to Jay Fall.
Thanks, Rick. Carter Veith waits the pitch. Nice swing, headed toward left center, drops into center field for a base hit.
If that's what was going to happen, I should have sent it over to you a long time ago.
Well, there's only a couple of pitches in there. So Caden Erickson coming up. Caden had a double out to left the last time he was up. His second time at the plate for the Cavs. Veith takes the lead at first. Ball goes into the dirt. Ball one.
You know, people talk about a runner taking their lead at first or whatever base they happen to be on, but there's a secondary lead that they take as well.
Pitch comes in, swung on, miss, strike one.
And that's after the pitcher commits to the plate, they go a little further, and Carter Veith has a nice one. He takes a good lead at first, and his secondary lead is throw over to first.
Ball gets loose, he's heading to second base. Ball is still over by the fence, and Veith gets the stolen base to second. So Erickson looking at 1-1. Veith over on second. And the ball there.
That was inside. Every now and then, Rick Byers loud enough we can hear him.
Danielson looks back at second, and the pitch drops out to second, and they got him.
Come on, Blue! Open your eyes out there!
And that was Stelter making the throw over to Schemenauer.
And Ryan Bemnister was not very pleased with that call and gave Tim Wilson a piece of his mind on that one.
So Sam Knickerbocker coming up next. He flew out to left field his first time at bat. So the Cavs have Erickson on first, takes a lead. Pitch comes outside for ball one.
So for those of you scoring at home, that one by Erickson goes in the book as a fielder's choice, third to second, where they made the tag on Carter Veith.
And ball fouled on the left field side.
That sounded like it might have done in the bat. Maybe not.
Well, it's still
smack
up there
on the ball.
Yeah. So Knickerbocker steps in with a 1-1 count. Erickson a few steps off the bag. Pitch comes in, goes into the dirt. Veith stays put. Veith a few steps off. Knickerbocker looking at Danielson. And the pitch goes into center field. Fly ball for the out. So 2 down, and Cole Timon, the Cavaliers' extra hitter, comes to bat. Timon had a double last time he was up.
Yeah, he smacked that ball pretty hard out to center field last time.
Yes, he did. And smacks another good one out in right center, and that one drops in. And Timon with a single, and that advances Veith to third.
Or Erickson.
Or, yeah, Erickson, sorry, yep.
So
Cade
2
Mueller.
down.
Yep.
There's runners on the corners. Timon doesn't exactly have the greatest speed in the world. And so be curious to see if they have anything going on with him at first.
He's a few steps off as Danielson looks, throws, swing and a miss for strike one. Two down. Danielson waves one off, takes a look at first. Throws the pitch, second one swung and a miss.
Chased after the high fastball that time. It was up in the zone. Mueller swung just under it.
2-0, and that one put him back. And actually, that was ball 4, and he's going to first base.
It hit him.
It hit him, okay.
Polished his belt buckle is what it did.
So now the Cavaliers have bases loaded. Riley Garpinski steps in. Ball goes into the dirt, ball 1. Garpinski had a double last time that he was up, scored a run. Just an inning ago. That one outside, ball 2 in the dirt. And strike.
That caught the inside edge. Right about belt high.
Ball gets back to the mound. Cavs got him loaded up.
Nowhere to put him. And a hitter's pitch.
And a called strike 2.
Well, there could be a lot of motion now because it's traveling time for all 3 runners.
Full count. 2 down. Pitch goes in, and it's a walk.
That's an RBI walk.
So Caden Erickson comes in to score, and the Cavaliers are now up 3-0. Ashton Crowell now batting as Jacob Danielson kind of adjusting his defensive teammates behind him. Danielson's throw, low for ball 1.
Crowell singled to center field his last time up. Advanced to second on an error by the center fielder who threw it out of the ballpark basically. They were trying to get Kapinski at third, and that brought Kapinski to the plate.
Pitch is high for ball 3. Cavaliers still with the bases loaded. Danielson with the pitch. That one a strike.
And we call that the get me over pitch on a 3-0 pitch.
And a called strike there. So we now have a full count on Ashton Crowell.
So it's traveling time again.
Yep. Runners going, and the shot goes to center field.
One is in.
One in, two, and throw goes in. 2 runs score. Ashton Crowell with a 2-run double.
That
It's
scored
5-0.
Timon and Mueller. And we have Kapinski on third. Ashton Crowell over on first. And Logan Hesselman at the plate.
He had a double to center last time he was up. And puts another one out toward right field this time. One more run in on a base hit, RBI single. So Garpinski scores.
And that'll bring up Trenton Palmer.
Yep. Trenton Palmer walked last time he was up. The lower part of the Cavs batting order. Batted in the last inning as well. Throw goes in, strike. 0-1. Runners on first and second. The pitch. Fouled up and behind us for strike 2.
Bounces off the road and into the neighbor's trees over there.
They probably picked up a few of those. And a nice shot to out to right left field. It bounces short. Another run coming in. Throw to the plate and got him.
So Palmer does get the base hit. He's credited with the hit to left. And Kroll came in to score, and Hesselman was out at the plate. And that would have been, he was out 7-2. So as we're looking here, Cavs picked up
5 runs on
5 hits.
Yeah, and there were no errors and 1 left.
That's what I see.
Okay. Score at the end of 2.5 innings of play. The Eau Claire Cavaliers 7, the Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
You know, last inning we saw an ad about the Chippewa Valley Museum, and I want to remind you that the summer hours for the Chippewa Valley Museum are now in effect. And you can check out those hours at cvmuseum.com for more information.
We hope you'll join us this coming Saturday, June 7th here on NLWN-TV. We'll bring you more Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball as the Cavs are on the road taking on the Plum City Blues from Legion Field in Plum City. Coverage will begin at 12:30 p.m. with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. And batting now is Jackson Google. And he looks at a strike.
This guy scored? Yeah, he scored.
So Jackson Google against Andrew Miller, and he swings and misses for strike 2. So this is the 9th batter that Milner has faced. So nice sturdy defense for the and pitching for the Cavaliers. Ball goes low. Ball 1. 2-1. Google looks. That one goes low. 2-2. Milner looks, throws. That one a little bit high. We've got a full count. Milner with the throw. And that one, a called strike. Strikeout and out number 1. Coming up now is Carter Stelter. Stelter, the leadoff hitter, he struck out in the first inning.
That was the 3rd strikeout for Milner today.
And ball popped up in center field, and it is, well, actually it was fielded by Erickson.
but he did not catch it on the fly. He went to the ground, and as he did, he lost the ball. And I'm looking over at the statistician, Kirk, to see if he gave him a hit or an error on that. And Kirk says hit.
All right. Pitch is high to Mason Tester. He flew out to second base in his first at-bat today. Milner looks and sends another one across the plate. Or one across the plate. 1-1. Looks at Stelter, makes the pitch, that one low. Good crowd on hand here. And hit goes out to right center, drops in. Heading toward second is Tester. He makes it there.
That throw to second was right between the foot and the base, yet Tim Wilson called him safe. He had a closer look than I did, so I can't judge it. So Tester gets a double.
So back-to-back hits for the Sturgeons. And that ball low and outside for ball one to Liam Brennan. He walked the first time he was on, or he batted back in the first. Pitch goes in, that one low and outside as well. And strike. Pitch in by Milner. And another one. Now 2-2. Sturgeons with runners on second and third. One out. Milner fires. That goes right to first base. And the throw to the plate is in time. Threw him out at the plate.
So Brennan gets on a fielder's choice, and it's scored 3-2 as Stelter is out.
And that brings up the cleanup hitter, A.J. Schemenauer. He's the second baseman, and he was thrown out at first, the first time he was up back in the first inning.
Ground ball to Kapinski.
And that pitch high. And that shot goes to left field. And the throw in to third. And he gets there on time.
I like to yell. I just like to yell. Because I yell at him all the time. So that goes as a hit, single to left. And he picks up an RBI as Tester comes in to score.
Sturgeons on the board now. It's 7-1.
They have runners on the corner. Here's
Soren with a shot to shortstop, ends the inning. So the Sturgeons score one run on 3 hits. No Cavalier errors and 1 left. Score at the end of 3 innings of play. The Eau Claire Cavaliers have 7 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons have 1. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
All right.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 7th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Plum City Blues from Legion Field in Plum City, Wisconsin. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 7th on NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
We have some position changes out there, and leading off for the Cavs.
And he flies out to left.
That's Brayton Tillman.
We're at the top of the order in the top of the 4th. Now Carter Veith steps in, and he was thrown out at first, his first at bat, and had a single out to center field. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And that pitch high. 1-1.
So the new pitcher for the Sturgeons is Carson Bovey.
And ball fouled for strike 2.
Jackson Google has moved over to left field. And now playing right field is Liam Brennan. There's no longer a designated hitter.
So Veith looks at a high pitch. It's now 2-2. 1 out, top of the 4th. It's 7-1 Cavaliers. That pitch high for a full count. Carson Bovey, the hurler for the Sturgeons. That one hits the bat, or is foul tipped off the bat. One out. Veith looks and fouls another one back. Up to the parking lot. Beath steps in again. Bovee, the throw. Swing and a miss for a strikeout for Carter Beath. Shortstop Caden Erickson is in now. Caden had a double to left in the first inning and then got on a fielder's choice last inning. 2 outs. Bovee sends it in there, a high ball, 1.
Got the numbers for Jacob Danielson. He went 3 innings, gave up 7 runs, 6 of which were earned on 10 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 2.
Caden Erickson waits, swing and a miss, strike 1. Next pitch popped up to the first base area. Going over to grab it is Schemenauer, and that retires the Cavaliers. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Score at the end of 3.5 innings of play. Eau Claire Cavaliers 7 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 1. You're watching Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back. Jim Falls Sturgeons now to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. They are trailing the Eau Claire Cavaliers 6-1. Score is 6-1.
Yeah, we had that one wrong.
Carson Bovee looks at a ball. He flew out to left last time he was up.
I'd say mark it on your calendar when we get one wrong like that, but you wouldn't have any room on your calendar to read anything else.
Yeah, that's why I can't put my errors on a calendar. 1-1 to Carson Bovee.
In the scorebook, it goes as an E on the announcer.
And throw is in time from short. Erickson throws him out, so 6-3 on that one. Colton Turner now at bat. He flew out to third base last time he was up. Yeah, we can only get errors. We can't pick up hits. They can't walk. Well, we could walk.
We can, but it would get violent. And Cassie just wouldn't put up with it. She would straighten us out right away. Just ask Isabella.
Colton Turner with ball one, and a fly ball goes to right field, and that is grabbed for the second out. So Tristan Obley, the center fielder, now up to bat. He struck out last time he was up. 2 outs for the Sturgeons. And Andrew Milner sends the first one up. That ball is high. Ball one. Milner, ready, throws. That one at the knees for strike. So Tristan Hobley looking at 1 and 2. In comes the pitch. That one just a bit high. 2 and 1. And Andrew Miller throws. That one inside a bit for ball 3. 3 and 1. Milner ready, the windup, the throw, and he got him swinging. No. Full count. And checked his swing, but watched a strike come flying across the plate. So for the Sturgeons in the 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no Cavalier errors, and there were no base runners to leave on. Score at the end of 4 innings of play, the Eau Claire Cavaliers 6, the Jim Falls Sturgeons 1. You're watching Cavaliers Baseball on NLWN-TV.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Welcome back to Jim Falls. The Eau Claire Cavaliers batting in the top of the 5th inning. Up now, Sam Knickerbocker flew out to left and flew out to center. Steps in, and here we go. Carson Bovey, the pitcher for the Sturgeons. That one in for a strike. Sam Smiles steps in.
Can't ask for a nicer day to be watching baseball.
And Sam has to back up a little bit on that one. Ball 1. Yeah, it is. Fans all lined all the way past first base.
Down, they've got chaise lounges down there and just enjoying a beautiful day here in Jim Falls.
Pitch goes in. That one outside for ball 2. 2-1 count to Sam Knickerbocker. Carson Bovey looking in. Fires. And called strike 2. Counts 2-2 to catcher Sam Knickerbocker of the Cavaliers. Bovey fires. Knickerbocker with a shot to center field, and he flies out.
Hobley drifted over and made the catch.
So Cole Timon now coming in.
He's got a two-hit day going. Get my tongue wrapped around my eye tooth and I can't see what I'm saying.
Timon, yes. We had to give him a little reminder of his hit a few years ago as he looks at a ball high. Cole looking to keep the string going. That ball a strike. 1-1. The extra hitter Cole Timon. Bovee the windup pitch. That one high. 2-1. Cavaliers are at Plum City Saturday. We'll be there as well. Coverage starts at 12:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play. And that pitch high. It's right here on NLWN-TV. 3-1 count to Cole Timon. Fouls that one back to the fence.
Looking forward to that game over in Plum City. We've never done a ball game from there before.
Oh.
I did go over and scout it out to see what our setup would be like, and it should work out just fine.
Looking forward to it. Hope you'll join us on Saturday. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 down for the Cavaliers. Cade Mueller, the designated hitter, comes up now. Cade struck out and was hit by a pitch.
That means he was designatedly hit.
Yes. Yes. He got it. Pitch is high for ball 1 to Mueller. You also can watch vintage baseball coverage on NLWN2. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later. And that is ball 2. No runners to worry about for Bovee. Pitches high for ball 3. 3-0 count. Bovee throws, and that one inside for ball 4. Cavs have a base runner on a walk. Now Riley Gopinski, the second baseman, comes in. He had a double and walked the last 2 times that he was up, but got an RBI on that walk. And a nice hit goes right to left field to Tester.
Right into the glove.
Right to the glove, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Score at the end of 5 innings of play, or 4.5, sorry. Eau Claire Cavaliers 6. And the Jim Falls Sturgeons 1. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
I think Ryan is auditioning for our jobs. Batting now for the Sturgeons, Jackson Google. He struck out last time he was up and swings and misses for strike one. They're giving him regular, they're giving Ryan and ball. They're giving him regular updates on the score since we messed up earlier.
Sure.
Oh, swing and a miss, strike two.
You know, at least that's how you make sure people are following us and paying attention to us, because they'll let us know when we make the mistakes.
Yeah. And that ball fouled up into the fence. Yeah, I think I heard that we weren't following directions, but that's not true because we did talk about the young, vibrant, good-looking Cavaliers staff. So, oh, that ball goes to his ankle, and he'll get a base on hit by pitch. So that brings us to the top of the order for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Carter Stelter is the third baseman. He struck out and had a double to short left. Or single, sorry. Pitch comes in, called strike. Right down the middle of 178. Milner ready, looks over to first, throws, and that ball hit down the left field line, and runners are going to be held up. Google's going to be held up at second. So the Sturgeons with a hit, their fifth of the day. And that brings up Mason Tester, the shortstop.
Jackson Google really had to put on the brakes as he rounded second because he was being held up by the third base coach. Wasn't that far down into left field. I think they thought he was going to be dead to rights at third if he had kept coming.
Pitch comes in, nice ball hit out to left center field. Back to get it is Tillman, and going to third, Google slides in, makes it in plenty of time.
Nice catch, Tilly.
So the Sturgeons have runners on the corners.
With one out, and Liam Brennan, the designated hitter, is now up. Got a walk the first inning and went on in a fielder's choice in the third.
Yeah, he's no longer the designated hitter. He's the right fielder.
Okay. Ball high.
They did what's called burning the designated hitter when they brought Bovey in to pitch.
Next pitch comes in, and Brennan gets a good crack at it. It goes foul off the third base side. 1-1. Pitch goes in, that one low. 2-1. Sturgeons with runners on the corners. And that ball chopped, hit right to first, and the throw goes to second. And a run will score. Google will come in.
So Tester was out at second, 3-6. And Brennan's on a fielder's choice.
That brings to the plate cleanup hitter A.J. Schemenauer. And that shot to left field, and under it is Crowell. And that will conclude the 5th inning. So for the Sturgeons, they get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 score at the end of 5 complete innings of play. The Eau Claire Cavaliers have 6. The Jim Falls Sturgeons have 2. You're watching Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-2.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
We're at Grudem Field, where at Jim Falls, where the Cavs lead the Sturgeons by a score of 6-2. And to take us the rest of the way here in game number 1, Rick Olson.
Thank you, Jay. And leading off for the Cavaliers is Ashton Kroll. And he fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Kroll has a 2-hit day going. He's twice singled to center field. One of those was a 2 RBI single. And there's a called strike, so the count is 0-2. Carson Bovey into his motion and throws it high. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That missed. 2-2 is the count. Bovey shakes off a sign. Now he starts his motion. That's outside for ball 3. Count is full to Ashton Kroll.
3-2.
And the pitch. And there's ball 4, so Ashton Kroll draws a walk, and the Cavaliers get the leadoff hitter on. That'll bring up Logan Hesselman, who's also working on a 2-hit day. He had an RBI double and an RBI single. And that pitch is down in the dirt for a ball. Bovey at the belt, and now he delivers.
Nice hit.
There's a fly ball going out into left center field. It hits the ground.
Nice job, Hesse. Come on, T-Dog.
Kroll had to hold up because he wasn't sure if Google was going to get over there and make the catch or not. Went off the end of his glove. So Hesselman has a 3-hit day. So 2 runners on. And it's bringing up Trenton Palmer, who's extended his hitting streak to 3 games. That pitch is outside. Knocked down by Bobby Soren. Kept it in front of him, which kept the runners where they were.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Palmer lost his elbow pad on that one. That's quite a swing when you're swinging yourself out of your clothes. Bovee delivers. That's high for a ball. 2 balls and a strike.
2-1. Come on, T-Dog, you got this, bud.
Bovee looks at second and now fires. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 2-2.
Come on, T-Dog. Have fun, bud. Follow it off. Have fun. 2. See smiles.
Palmer has singled and drew a walk. And the pitch. Strike 3 called.
Little low, little low. It's all right, bud. Can't always be awesome. Come on, Tilly.
Brayton Tillman steps to the plate. He's actually 0 for 3 today. There's a soft little looper out into right field, drifting back and making the catch is A.J. Schemenauer. And that'll bring up Carter Veith with 2 down. Runners at first and second. And Veith is 1 for 3. Singled to center field. That was in the 3rd inning. And the pitch, that's high for a ball. Bovee looks at second and comes home. That's high. 3 balls and no strikes. To Carter Veith. Carson Bovee on the mound and comes to the plate. And there is a strike at the plate. Veith was taking all the way on that one. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Full count now to Carter Veith. Traveling time for the 2 runners on base. They'll be off on the pitch. Bovee into his motion, runners go, and Veith fouls it back into the screen. So the count remains full.
3-2, twice.
Again, the runners will be off. And they go. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We've played 5.5. And it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sturgeons 2 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
Dinner, that's noon, restaurant.
And we're getting ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. We have Bobby Soren, Carson Bovey, and Colton Turner.
Chris Yeager. Chris Yeager, come on down.
Be sure to join us on NLWN2 for our coverage of vintage baseball as we bring you the Menominee Blue Caps playing baseball in the style of the 1860s on Monday, June 23rd. We'll bring you our coverage of the Blue Caps taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan out of Michigan in the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota, all taking place at the Menominee Baseball Festival. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on NLWN2 on Monday, June 23rd.
And the first pitch to Soren is fouled off on the right side. Bobby Soren is 1 for 2. Singled to center field and got on a fielder's choice. That pitch is low, counts even at 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Strike 2. And the pitch. Fly ball out towards center field. Tillman is back and he makes a catch. So that's going to bring up Carson Bovey. Bovey's 0 for 2. Flew out to center field and grounded to short. And he lays the bunt down. Milner picks it up, throws it to first in time. And Bovey went tripping over the bag and tumbled down there along the first baseline. They're going to take a minute and get a look at him. That's secondly important because he's also the pitcher. Cassie says he's fine. So he's down 1-3 on the putout and 2 down. Brings up Colton Turner, who's 0 for 2. Popped to second and flew out to right.
Milner, nice consistent day on the mound for the Cavs.
Cool and steady. First pitch is high for ball 1. And that's just a little bit high. And the 2-0 pitch. That's a strike right at the belt. Milner starts his motion, and it's a fly ball out to center field. Tillman is back, and he makes a catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Sturgeons pick up no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 6, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sturgeons 2 on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
Hey, this reminder that the summer hours for the Chippewa Valley Museum have started already. They started yesterday. So if you want to find out more about those, go to cvmuseum.com for more information. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum is participating in the National Blue Star Museums program, which is presented through the National Endowment for the Arts and the Blue Star families. Through Blue Star Museums, active duty military personnel, including National Guard and Reserves and their families, receive free museum admission.
If you've had damage to your roof from the recent storms and are tired of putting off those calls from people you don't know and that sort of thing, call a local professional, R Roofing. Ben Ryder will be happy to come out and take a look at your situation and help you out. Ben Ryder can be reached at 715-292-8630, 715-292-8630.
Caden Erickson at the plate takes the first pitch for a ball. Doubled his first time up, got out on a fielder's choice, and then popped out to second. Fouls that one back. One ball and one strike. Foul tip into the glove, strike 2. Bovey delivers. Hard shot ball over to short, picked up, and throw over to first is in time. So, Erickson grounds it over to Tester, who fires to first. And brings up Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker's 0 for 3. Flew out all 3 times. He's hit the ball hard. It's just somebody's been under it every time. That pitch is outside for a ball. We're in the top of the 7th. Cavs on top, 6-2. And that pitch is high and away for a ball. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out towards center field, and getting over and making the catch is Hobley. That's going to bring up Cole Timon. Timon is 2 for 3, doubled, singled, scored a run. And we have a pinch hitter for Timon, and that will be Jerome Delikowski. He hits a fly ball deep into left center field. Back is Hobley, and he makes a catch right in front of the fence. So the Cavs go down in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played 6.5, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sturgeons 2 on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd, on NLWN-2.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Going into the bottom of the 7th inning here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Rick Olson with you along with Jay Fall. It's such a beautiful day. Jay, what do you say we play another one after this one's done?
Sounds like a winner. And hopefully it'll be a winner for the Cavs. They're leading in this one, 6-2.
Cassie Nelson's on the computer. Ben Ryder on the camera. And Andrew Milner on the mound for the Cavs, hoping to get a complete game shutout. Well, he won't get a shutout because they've scored 2 runs. But he's hoping to get a complete game out of this one. Tristan Hobley coming to the plate. He struck out twice. And the first pitch is a called strike. And the pitch. That one missed. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hobley. Line shot over to third. Picked up by Veith. Throw to first in time. Nice stop that time by Carter Veith. That's going to bring up Jackson Google. Struck out and was hit by the pitch. Oh, we have a pinch hitter. That's James Davis is batting for Google. And the first pitch is a called strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Davis with the now defunct, formerly with the now defunct Eau Claire Rivermen. And the pitch. Just a little bit high. A ball and 2 strikes. That was an awfully good chase me pitch right there. And that one's fouled back into the screen, bounced right back into the glove of Sam Knickerbocker. As I mentioned earlier, the backstop is fairly close to the plate here, and you almost have to have eyes in the back of your head, because that ball will come bouncing off there pretty quickly. Here's the pitch, down in the dirt. Now they got him. And Jackson Google is going to re-enter the game to run for Davis. And that takes us to the top of the order, Carter Stelter. He's got a 2-hit game going. Twice he's singled to left. And he follows that one back over towards somebody's vehicle over there. Never ceases to amaze me why more cars don't get hit. They're saying that pitch got him. So, they now have 2 runners on. It's going to bring up Mason Tester, who's 1 for 3. Flew out to center field his last time up. Prior to that, he doubled to center field. And that pitch is high for a ball. Milner delivers. Strike called. Ball and a strike to Mason Tester. 2 runners on. That's Google on second. That's down low. 2-1. Google on second, Stelter on first. Milner peeks over at second. And the 2-1 pitch. Fouled out of play on the right side. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away, 2 runners on. Milner looks over at second. And he delivers. That one's high. And the count is full. He doesn't want to walk him and bring the tying run to the plate. Milner looks at second, and the payoff pitch. Ground ball to second. Erickson gets it to first, and the throw, or to second. Throw over to first is a little bit wild, and in to score comes Google. So, Tester would have been given credit for a fielder's choice. Unless they called him out at first. Anyway, I only had 2 outs that inning, but they're walking off the field. So, no runs. Or did we give them 1? You know, we're going to have to check on that. We'll find out when we get to talking baseball right after this time out on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Time out for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls for a real quick Talkin' Baseball. Cavaliers win game 1, 6-2. We found out what the third out was that inning. There was interference called at second base on the runner because he didn't slide and interfered with the throw to first, and that's how they got 3 outs, which means no run scored. And so the Cavaliers win it 6-2. Cavs got 6 runs on 11 hits. They committed no errors, and the Sturgeons had 2 runs on 5 hits. They committed 1 error. The winning pitcher was Andrew Milner, who went the distance. Losing pitcher, Jacob Danielson, who went 3 innings. And that's going to wrap it up for game 1. We have game 2 coming up real shortly. You're going to have to log out of YouTube and look for game 2 to be available. It will be available within a minute or two because we have to reset some things to make game 2 available for you, and we'll do that while we're away for just a moment. So in about 3 minutes or so, we'll be back with Game 2 on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV will now have to leave the air briefly so we can reset our equipment to bring you Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Please close out of our channel on YouTube and come back in a few moments when you see that Game 2 is available. This is NLWN-TV.
Make sure you come back real soon.